Hey guys, I'm Raj Gaming and I'm your coach for the Las Vegas Corviknights. We are here for our week 4 matchup, so let's get into it. Alright, so these are the Pokemon I do not anticipate my opponent to bring. Roserade is not great against Victini. It's a really bad against Victini. He could bring it because of Dracovish, just because of Victini being so good and having multiple psychic types. I don't really see it coming. Same thing with Scyther. We have a very good electric type as well as a amazing fire type, so I don't really know if Scyther would come. Arcanine may come, but with Dracovish being such a big threat, I don't really anticipate him bringing it. Buzzwole, again with our Victini being able to one-shot it, and our Dracovish being such a big threat, I don't really anticipate it coming. Toxicity, I don't anticipate it coming because he knows we have a dedicated ground type that just absolutely walls this thing, as well as Victini being able to kill it and Dracovish. So I don't think it fits, and he knows those are mons I'm probably going to bring, so I don't really anticipate it coming. Alright, let's get into the team I expect him to bring. Aegislash, I expect him to bring it because it can be very threatening. With its King Shield, he can lower our attack, so maybe if he wants to use that as a Dracovish check, being able to lower our attack some could be a big deal against us. And the same thing goes with Victini being able to lower attack. He could take that into account and use that as a check somewhat. And I believe he gets Shadow Sneak to hit Victini super effectively, as well as Shadow Ball, if he wants to go that route. He has Megas Kangaskhan, which could be a huge threat with things like Fake Out. I believe Seismic Toss is banned, so it cannot use Seismic Toss, but any other move, it's fair game. I definitely anticipate it coming because it can be a very threatening, just kind of get chip on things with moves like Fake Out, and he is most likely going to have Sucker Punch for Victini, maybe some other dark move for it, but I definitely anticipate him having Sucker Punch to try to get the edge, kill Victini. Garchomp is a big threat because of just it being a very good mon, and something we definitely have to watch out for. If it's a setup set like Dragon Dance, it could be very threatening. Keldeo, I think, is a mon that's definitely going to come. Our team is okay against it, but it may be a decent check to like Dracovish, as it's a water type. I definitely anticipate, I think he has some other better checks, but I definitely think it can come, but it doesn't do a lot against Victini. It can hit it super effectively with a water type attack, but our psychic type stab is really going to hurt it. Tapu Lele, I think, is definitely going to come to set up the train, make sure we can't toxic some of his Pokemon, and just be an overall threat. It can be a huge threat just overall to our team with its psychic, having good stab and coverage, and Moonblast to hit Dracovish super effectively. We definitely don't want to switch in on this thing, and I guarantee he's going to bring Appleton. That thing is a huge threat to my team, as it's super bulky, and it can take hits from Dracovish. It can, I believe, take a hit from Victini. I believe it takes a V-Create because of its thick fat ability, and can just be an overall problem. So I definitely think that's coming, and yeah, let's get into the mons I do not bring. Alright, so Savali I didn't end up bringing this week. I just didn't think it had a good matchup. For the first week, we are not bringing Slowbro, which might throw my opponent off guard. I didn't think he had a better matchup. We had some other defensive mons that played better, and because of his grass type mons, he had a few that were like, he had a Scissor and a Roserade, and a Roserade Leaf Storm is not going to be good for our Slowbro, so I elected not to bring it. Galvantula I didn't bring this week, just because I didn't think webs were great, and I think we have other things on the team that fit it a little bit better. I definitely think it could have been brought. Valion, I didn't think it had a great matchup this week, so I didn't really bring it. And Vanillix I really contemplated bringing, since his Apple Tongue's 4 times a week to it. Well, not, but it also has the Thick Bat, which kind of negates that a bit. But also for Garchomp, it could be very good, as Garchomp's 4 times weak to Ice. But I elected not to, just because it didn't do as much to the rest of his team as I would have liked it to. And Yamask, again, is more of a joke mon, so I didn't bring it. Alright, let's get into the Pokemon I did bring. Alright, so we're going to start off with Dracovish. Dracovish is an absolute monster as soon as Appleton's gone. With its choice band, Fish's Rend, we are doing tremendous amounts of damage. Pretty much everything on his team. We have Fish's Wren is pretty much the main move I anticipate hitting. We have Outrage for just some other coverage. Psychic Fangs, I don't think I'll use that at all in Earthquake. I don't really anticipate, but just to have those as extra moves. Fish's Wren is the main move. When this thing comes in, that's going to be what we hit. He doesn't have a Water Absorb Mon, so I definitely think Dracovish can do really well this match. Alright, let's get into our next Mon. Alright, so we have Hippowdon setting the Sand for Dracovish. Earthquake can be very good against the Aegislash, and overall his team does not really enjoy Earthquakes too much. Stealth Rocks can be good just to get a little bit of chip on my opponent. Toxic can be very valuable against some of his threats like Garchomp, to name a few. Keldeo potentially, but I don't really want to stay in on Keldeo. I have a automatic switch into that, which we'll get into in a bit. And yeah, so this is going to be one of our defensive walls this week. Alright, now we have our specially defensive wall, Mandibuzz. Overcoat so it does not take damage from our Sandstorm. Foul Play can be very good against things like Garchomp. If he sets up a Sword Stance, we are able to hit it with a Foul Play and kill it. We also have Roost, Defog in case he sets up hazards that aren't something I want to mess with, and U-Turn to get into the threats like Dracovish or Victini or Mega Mawile, as we'll see in a second. This is going to be a very good defensive check for some of his Mons. And yeah, let's get into our next Mon. Alright, so this is our dedicated Keldeo switch-in. Rocking our Assault Vest, he is basically does nothing to us. Clear Smog in case he's any setup set. Giga Drain does great damage. Sludge Bomb is there for his Tapu Lele. If we predict that he's going to switch to that, we can go for the Sludge Bomb and do a fair bit of damage to it. I think it's like 40-50%. Foul Play is there in case anything wants to set up in front of us, thinking that it can. We can get some extra damage off. Foul Play, I don't think I mentioned it, is a move that uses your opponent's attack stat. So if set up with Sword Stance, there's attack stat doubles. And so we use that doubled attack stat to hit them super hard. So yeah, that's a good Mon. Our main Keldeo switch in, because it can't really do too much against us. And yeah, let's get into... Oh, I should also mention, before I switch Mons, Foul Play also does a tremendous amount to Aegislash. I'm pretty sure this is going to be our dedicated lead. I anticipate him to lead Aegislash. So this is a really good lead against it, because he can hit us with a move, and I believe we are pretty close to one-shotting it. If not, we do one-shot it. If he is not... If he's Sword Form, we use his high attack stat, and I'm able to hit him with that, with a Dark-type move, so I believe it one-shots. So yeah, that's a very good game plan, turn 1. And let's get into our next Mon. Alright, we have Mega Mawile, rocking its huge power ability. Sword Stance, Play Rough, Sucker Punch, Knockoff. I did not bring Sucker Punch last week, and it definitely hurt me, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. This set is pretty basic. Play Rough hits his team super hard. It also is a great check to his Appleton, as we are able to hit it really hard with the Play Rough. We can also hit it with a Knockoff, knocking off a variety of different items. Sucker Punch will be very good against some of his team, be very useful against the Aegislash, as long as he doesn't King Shield, which lowers our attack if we hit it. So we just kind of have to play around that. I do not anticipate this being like it's not great against Aegislash, but it can be very good. So let's get into our next Mon. Our final Mon is going to be a Life Orb Victini, changing up the set a little bit. We are going to be special this week. I've been running physical for the entirety of the season so far, and I think to change it up and go special could be very good and throw off my opponent. So we are allowed hidden power in this league, so I'm going to use it for the first time for HP Ice for Garchomp. I don't think he'll anticipate that. We can be Life Orb, which boosts our special attack moves and allows us to still change moves. We have Blue Flare, which hits incredibly hard. Psychic, which is there for the Keldeo. HP Ice for the Garchomp, and Will-O-Wisp. I think Will-O-Wisping on a potential Sucker Punch from the Kangaskhan could be incredible. So the way Sucker Punch works is if you use a non-damaging move, which Will-O-Wisp is, it does not contact. So he can't hit us with the Sucker Punch if we Will-O-Wisp, and we can burn it, having its attack, which could be really beneficial for our team. So I think that's a good plan. He has a lot of physical attackers, so being able to Will-O-Wisp like a Garchomp or a Egg Slash could be really valuable. So that is the game plan. Do that and throw him off a little bit with that special tech. Alright, let's get into the battle. Alright, so my opponent bought the team I was expecting. I'm going to lead Amoonguss and see what he wants to lead. I anticipate him to lead Aegislash. He does. I 100% foul play. Oh, he's Air Balloon, which doesn't matter too much. I'm going to 100% foul play here. He does stance change, so we have a good shot of knocking him out on this turn. He does a good chunk to us, but we should hit him really hard with this foul play. And we are able to one-shot. That is an absolutely amazing start for us. And really is kind of bad for my opponent. We definitely caught him off guard there, I think. Alright, I'm curious what he'll go into. Probably Kangaskhan. So I have an easy switch into Hippowdon here. So I'm going to just make that. I want to set up Sandstream, get a little chip on this. I anticipate him to probably be Fake Out. So that's not a big deal. He hasn't Mega'd yet, so it doesn't hit twice. We are able to get a little chip from that Sandstorm. We can easily go for the Toxic here or the Earthquake. I'm going to go for the Toxic here. And we are able to... He does switch into Keldeo. We are able to get the Toxic on the Keldeo, which is really good. I can go right back into my Amoonguss here, which is dedicated wall for this thing, and see what he wants to go for. He's probably going to go for like a Hydro Pump or something along that line, some sort of water move. Let's see what he has. He does go for the Scald, which is fine. He doesn't end up burning us, which is great. We can just go for the Giga Drain and get some recovery here. He's going to rack up some toxic damage. And he may elect to go for a fighting move. He ends up taunting us, which doesn't matter because we're AV. And we can hit him really hard with the Giga Drain. That does 55%. That's a lot more damage than I thought it would do. That's really good for us, and we should be able to kill him on the turn. I don't anticipate him switching too much, but just in case, I'm going to go for the Sludge Wave, in case he elects to save this thing. He goes for the Aura Sphere. That does nothing. And we can just kill him with a Sludge Bomb. Alright, so we are looking really good. This is a very good start for us. I anticipate him to probably go into his... What does he want to go into? Probably, yeah, he goes into his Lele. So we can take a hit because we're AV. So he goes for Moonblast, probably expecting Dracovish maybe. I'm going to just Sludge Bomb here and hit him really hard. We do 54. I don't really want to take another hit, so I'm going to switch into Victini here. And I can take a hit easy from Victini and get my regen on Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy still has pretty good matchup so far. And Victini can hit something really hard with a Blue Flare. And we're really putting him in a hard position here, because he has to elect what he wants to take a hit. I am just having easy Blue Flare here, so I'm going to just go for that. He goes for the Garchomp, which makes sense since it's 4 times resisted. Whew. He definitely was not very defensive, and I have an easy HP Ice, so we should be able to kill this thing. He goes for the Swords Dance, which was a bad idea. He should have tried to kill me. And on the Swords Dance, the HP Ice is going to go off, and we are able to kill him. So we are looking very good so far. I know he definitely doesn't want to go Lele or Appleton, so he goes Kangaskhan. I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here. That was our game plan originally, and I definitely anticipate him to Sucker Punch. Let's see what he does. He does go for the Sucker Punch, so we predicted him great there. and I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp. So now his attack stat is halved, which makes it much less of a threat. That was very, very good read on my part. I'm very happy about that. Blue Flare is gonna do a lot of damage. Fortunately, we do not pick up the KO, but we should. Victini has definitely put in a ton of work. He has the crunch, so we are gonna die to that, which is unfortunate. I can go straight into my Hippowdon to revenge kill it with an Earthquake. Nothing really wants to take an Earthquake if he wants to switch. He may switch into Appleton, but I don't really think he wants to save a burn Kangaskhan. It doesn't really do too much. He could use it for fake out support if he wants to. He's just going to go for the Sucker Punch, try to get some damage off of us, on us. And our Earthquake is able to pick up the kill. So we're looking really good here. He is probably going to go, let's see, Appleton would be my guess on this thing. I can go into Amoonguss, or I can go into my Mawile. I'm going to go Mawile. I can hit this thing with a Play Rough, and really, he goes for the Leech Seed to try to get some recovery. That was probably a good play on his part. I am able to just Mega Evolve here and try to go for the Play Rough, and I should be able to kill this thing with the Play Rough. He does go Tapu Lele on the Play Rough, so that's good. I'll be able to get this thing gone, not have to worry about it, and Dracovish is looking okay. So is... We're looking really good, actually. So we're in a very commanding position. I can just stay in here, and if I hit another Play Rough, which is 90% accurate, I should have the game. Alright, so all we have to hit is this 90% accurate move. Come on. Shouldn't even have put out there. I missed. Come on now. Alright, I think I still have a... Yeah, I live that. He gets a crit, which is nice. I think that's his like second crit so far. So he's getting a little, but that's fine. All we have to do is hit this. Come on. Yes! Alright. And we do pick up the KO. Alright, so that is going to be a 5-0. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.